And that's it. And Swami looked at me and he said in Telugu, uh, uh, Swami anda dandiga undi, bangaru. I actually, like I said, right, I think I grew up, let's say till I was 18 or so, or 17, 18 or so. Sort of all my childhood memories of Swami or whatever I read of him on the paper and all were all negative news, right? So I had that impression. But then I had this, the Seva angle where I was doing service, inspired by service. But I had questions, right? Um, but those questions got sort of disappeared, I would say, in the first year when I was doing this Seva with the group, and so I never really had any doubts. But I felt that Swami had to instill faith in me, right? So, Swami said some things that really, obviously, the faith was taken care of. The other aspect, and I can talk about it. The second aspect was, I was in a family of five. I have four sisters, and we were very sort of, I would say, lower middle class to even lower, my dad is the only one who worked, and a lot of responsibilities. My aunt and her family used to live with us, large family at that point. We didn't have many resources, I would say. My dad had a heart attack very young when he was mid-40s, right? Um, so, his health he was not doing so well, and he was the only one who was earning that time, or like, I think my sister had a job, but basically, so all our hopes were, hinged upon my dad's, doing well, him having a good career so we can all study and, achieve what we want to achieve. But all that seemed pretty, the chance of that is pretty glim. So I want to ask Swami, take care of my dad, right? But I didn't have the guts. I mean, I was, like I said, I was very young. I was like, I didn't really have to. And I think there was this whole story, there were several stories we heard from our brothers that Swami knows everything about you, right? So we're all kind of in a way that, hey, Swami knows about me so much. He knows all my bad things, whatever I did. The bad things are simple things like, skipped a class and went to a movie, that kind of thing, right? So, but I was really so embarrassed that Swami would know all this, and like, so I would never even, wouldn't look at him, or look at him, but with a lot of hesitation, right? That he would catch me and he say, hey, you're doing these bad things. So there's one point I would say that this emotion about my dad's health, was just, coming out, and I want to ask Swami, right? Swami, please take care of my father. But words were not coming, from my mouth. Because, like I said, this whole, fear that Swami would call me out for the things that I've done, or like, just the fear of talking to someone new, like revered, a God, I would say. Then I think I was struggling to sort of speak anything, and I looked at Swami, said, Swami, and that's it. And Swami looked at me and he said in Telugu, Swami anda dandiga undi, bangaru. What that means is, Swami's grace is in abundance, right? I'll take care of you, and your family. Don't worry about it. What he said. So that omniscience or omnipresence of Swami knows everything, right? That you don't have to, that aspect, I would say just got taken care of, right? This other thing that I was talking about, again, I think just the faith aspect of Swami. I remember, so we were all prepping up the early morning, right? So we knew Swami was going to give an interview in the morning, right? Like I said, the previous day he told us. So we got up, we were staying in a shed, which is like pretty, I mean, sheds, now things have changed, but in the 90s, even before, I believe, they're pretty bad shape. I think, you sleep in large rooms, right? With a lot of people, full of mosquitoes, and like, and everybody is just like, hygiene was not great and so on. And then the restrooms were just horrible, right? I mean, you basically have to, you can't even know, you can't even imagine where you land your foot, right? It's like that. So, but we had to get up in the morning at 4 o'clock to get ready for the, darshan lines and for the Nagar Sankirtan and so on. So that night, obviously all of us were very excited that Swami will talk to us. So we slept pretty late, but also had to get up early in the morning to get ready for this thing. I just didn't really like the place, I would say. It's like, just, I was not used to, although we didn't have a great house, but it was much clean, right? Much, much better shape. I was not very happy with the whole thing. And I was like, Swami, what is this? And in my mind, I said, okay, this is the last step. I'll not be here again. This is like, okay, I'm here, I'm good, right? I'm happy with this, because I didn't really enjoy the experience of getting ready and like with all so many people and so on. So that's the last thought I had when I was leaving a shed, the place we were staying, my dormitory, I would say. Um, so I went in, and then Swami, all this happened. Swami called us eventually, and we went in. And then, so the practice was that Swami would, like, at the end of the interview, he would, wait at the door, and he would give prasadam or the vibhuti packets to everyone on his way out. He would take pad namaskaram, or praying, and then he would leave. So I sort of bent down, prayed to him. Then I got up, my turn came, and without even me saying a word, right, he gave me the vibhuti packets, and he said, uh, from next time, right, you will never ever have to stay in a shed, right? I'll always give you a nice place to stay, right? I didn't mention anything, right? My inner thoughts when I left the dormitory was that this is the last time, and then this communication happened. So I would say those were the couple of things that happened in that, and of course, and there's some materializations of and so on that really sealed everything.